You know, who hasn't walked down a big city street and seen a panhandler on the side of the road, you know, your stereotypical homeless guy? And if you're like most Americans, you know, you maybe you walk a little faster, and you certainly don't make eye contact. And you try to get past that person as quickly as you can because you feel uncomfortable. But what if you did make eye contact? What if you did affirm his dignity? What if you were able to affirm his value as a human being? What if you were able to not just provide him a meal, but the tools he needed to find sobriety and mental stability and a job and a home again? What if? Would you do it? You know, it's funny, a lot of people come in and they have an idea in their mind of what a homeless person looks like, what a homeless person is, how a homeless person got there. And almost universally people come in and they're surprised and they say, well, this isn't what homeless people are supposed to look like.
My whole reality of homelessness was different. You see it on TVs with the lines and the soup kitchens and everything else. There's just a whole lot of different people here that are in a bad situation.
Hesed House is a comprehensive homeless resource center, which means we've got the basics: food, shelter, dignity, several different housing programs, but then also an array of services to help people get back on their feet again.
The definition of Hesed means unconditional love, which means that we have to help that person no matter how many times they fall, whether it be one time or 1,000 times. We have to be able to accept them back and say, you still can get up and you can do this the right way the next time.
The concept of forgiveness, being able to say it's not okay to do these things, or it's okay if you didn't make it this time, but we can try again tomorrow, and believing in the goodness of people is what kind of keeps us going on a day-to-day basis.
We have 3 core housing programs at Hesed House: the emergency shelter, the overnight emergency shelter, which is pretty much your standard homeless shelter. A person becomes homeless today at 5 o'clock in the afternoon or in the evening, they can show up at 7 o'clock and we'll give them a meal and a place to sleep.
They're with us for dinner, they're with us to sleep, they're with us for breakfast in the morning, and then at 7 a.m. in the morning they're heading out the door.
The idea being that anything a homeless person needs, we have it within our own 4 walls: food, shelter, dignity, and then a way back into your own home again.
Being able to bring a disenfranchised population that literally has very few resources to function at a higher level, a more independent level, is what keeps me going on a day-to-day basis.
It really is about community. It's not just me, but the people that I work with every day, the people that we affect in our community, the volunteer teams that plug in. It's all of those as a group effort, if you will, combined together to make the life of these folks that are less fortunate heal.
We have excellent, committed staff, strong leadership, and a great group of donors and volunteers here at Hesed House.
We at Hesed could not exist, and our guests and residents could not do as well as they do in transitioning out of here if, in fact, we did not have the volunteers that we have.
I don't believe I've ever met anybody here as a guest who actually set out to be here. People come here for a variety of reasons, but none of them, in my experience, are chosen.
The most gratifying thing for me is being able to meet with the people, talk with the people, listen to their stories, and hopefully give them some positive feedback.
We're here to help you out. We'll listen to you, and sometimes that's all it takes, just somebody to actually, know that, hey, someone's listening, somebody cares, and that's worth it right there in itself.
People don't realize, I didn't realize how important that place was. I would pass by it and say, oh, those bums, until I became one of them.
Being a homeless person, I was in shock. I was like, I never been this type, been in this situation before. But they make it, not be like a dirty word, or, where you feel like a scumbag.
Just being able to help people feel better about who they are, relax out of crisis, and slowly start to make some plans and slowly start to smooth out some rough edges and try to build a more positive life and a more positive future.
It's giving people the opportunity to gain their dignity, to get their lives back in order, to help them say that I'm worth something, I mean something to someone, and I can make it. I can do it on my own.
I've had my own apartment for about 4 months now. It's different than, I enjoy it. It's different than being in Hesed. You're not around that many people all the time. I mean, you have other things, the neighbors make noise and the kids run around on the floors, but it's easy to put up with.
We came here December 4th, so we signed all the papers stating December 1st. They gave me the keys. You know, I was in shock. It's like, just like that, I get the keys. Now when I'm here, I've got this little fear that they're gonna knock on the door and tell me I'm in a dream and I have to leave. That's just one of the fears I go to sleep with.
I have a house because of them. I have a car because of them. I have help with medicines because of them. Now, I don't know how they do it.
We are not necessarily looking at a dollar amount outcome. Our success is actually measured through what types of barriers we can help people get past.
I think I get more out of being here than probably I give to the people, because it's just so gratifying to see a person's appreciation, so gratifying to have a person say thank you for listening or thank you for being here.
Regardless of how a person got to where they're at, deserves dignity and deserves respect. And so we try to give the person the dignity they need to be able to believe in themselves and get where they want to go.
But just being here and seeing it and realizing that every little bit helps, and there's a lot of people that do have a kind heart, but I think until you're here and you see it, you don't really realize all that goes on here. And the people that are here, they're just people, they're your neighbors, they're everybody.
When I talk to groups, I'll ask, how many horns does the average homeless person have? People look at me kind of funny. Well, how many tails? Or what shade of purple is the average homeless person? And people kind of laugh at me and say, well, what's your point? And my point is this: a homeless person is just that, a person.
That's what I really appreciate about this place, is that they are really caring and they really do, move you along. If they point you in the right direction, they say go, do what you got to do.
The people here are wanting to succeed, but they just need a little bit of assistance or a little bit of support, and that's where the community comes in. And if it is just volunteering, or if it's helping take care of somebody's child while they go on a job interview, or bringing some clothes in that they can wear on a job interview, all these things which, quite frankly, a few years ago when I started, I never thought about either.
We can open the building, we can put the food out that we have, but it's that connection with people on the outside. People that come and give of their time, their money, their talents to help people that are less fortunate really tend to bring that life back to the person that's been on the street, been in that homeless arena for a long time. It is that very first strongest step of normal, I think.
When we did the tour of Hesed, and every time I've been here in any capacity, it's very evident, and part of their mission statement is that they want to provide people with the basic needs, and that is for food, shelter, and dignity.
It is my hope that we will see the day that there will be no homelessness in the Fox Valley area. But until that time, and until I no longer am a team member here at Hesed House, I will do my best to reach out to individuals, corporations, faith-based communities to please partner with us to help make a difference in the lives of so many of our poorest neighbors here.